Shedeur Sanders first start. This topic is brought to us by Yahoo Fantasy. Fantasy football is back. We got Corey in the house. Corey runs Team Crawford in the UCSS Fantasy League. And we are back on Yahoo this year after Bull's 1-year detour to another fantasy platform that was not nearly as good, not nearly as easy to use as fantasy on Yahoo. Yahoo is the only fantasy app you should be using. We're going back. I'm thrilled. And to celebrate 28 years of fantasy greatness, Yahoo Fantasy is dropping 28 big new features over 28 days, giving you more ways to play, more ways to draft, and more ways to win. It all begins on August 4th. Stay tuned and start creating and joining leagues on fantasy football via the Yahoo app at yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. That is yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. Let's make this fantasy season the best one yet. Guys, on Friday we did a little Shedeur reaction show, and it is our most viewed post-game reaction show ever by almost 200%. It is incredible. The Shedeur phenomena is incredible. And I want to start with Jay on this because, Earl and G, you have already given your immediate reactions to what Shedeur did against the Carolina Panthers. So, Jay, we'll start with you, then G and Earl, you guys chime in. But if you missed the postgame show, it is on our YouTube page. It's been viewed over 97,000 times now. So, shout out to you guys for tuning in. But, Jay, what did you make of Shedeur's inaugural NFL game debut where he threw for 2 touchdowns against the Panthers?
I almost, and this is tough to say, but I almost find absolutely no flaws in any of it. There were a couple of plays. I don't really look at the completions. I just tend not to. I remember when Johnny Manziel made his rookie NFL preseason debut, everybody thought that we had the right guy, and he only missed on one throw. But I thought there were all kinds of things Johnny Manziel did wrong in that game. So I tended to disregard the fact that I think he was like 7 of 11 or 8 of 12, and he had a lot of drops, and one was a catch that they didn't review that should have been a catch. And everybody was going nuts. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, we got him!" And I was watching. I go, I don't see it. I didn't like the way he commanded the huddle. I didn't like certain things about his footwork. So again, I don't really put too much in unless you're throwing a lot of interceptions. That I don't want to see. He took care of the football. More than anything, I felt like it was an NFL offense. It was in rhythm. I hated the 3 and out to start. Corey, we were watching. I'm like, just don't go 3 and out. Let the kid get 7 or 9 plays under his belt to start. You could see he didn't want to come off the field. And I'm like, okay, now he's got to go through this all over again. But once he got his rhythm, guys, not once was there a problem getting the team out of the huddle up to the line and the ball snapped. Everything was clean. His footwork was clean. I thought he made one bad decision on protection calls, and he paid the price for it. I thought his footwork was good. I thought his timing was impeccable. I said Friday, I said he's going to go 11 of 19 for 113 and a touchdown. In reality, he was 14 of 23, so 3 more completions, 4 more attempts, 25 more yards, and another touchdown. Mikey, you said he's going to get 25 throws. I thought that was a little high, but he did. I thought they were going to keep him in there for 1 half. And I was so glad they let him come out to start the third quarter. I really didn't see anything. Now, I'm not saying starter. I'm not saying 10 wins. I'm not going that far. What I'm saying is he could only do one thing in his first game, and that was pass the test. You either pass your first test or you fail it. You can check that box. Now, was it against starters? For a little bit. There's a lot of other boxes that need to be checked, but you can't get to check the second box until you check the first box. And the first box, to me, he looked like an NFL quarterback. It felt like an NFL offense. He made the right decisions. I did want to see him throw the ball downfield. I think six yards per attempt is a little lower than I wanted to see. But by and large, I don't know that I would give it an A+, because to me, A+ is if you're perfect.
Right.
I can't go that far, but to me, it's a solid A. And it's a great building block for the future.
Pearl?
How can you not be excited, right? I mean, you look at what he did.
You give him an A?
I wouldn't give him an A. I'd give him about a B+.
Really?
Yeah, Shedeur gave himself a C+, so I'd give him about a B+. You know what I mean?
I didn't understand that, by the way. I like that he's hard on himself.
I like the fact that he's hard on himself.
Woo!
But to me, what I saw in that game was a quarterback that put to bed a lot of the narratives that was
Yes.
written and said about him.
Holds
as far
the ball too long.
As far as what the things that he couldn't do. I seen a guy that was out there commanding the huddle. I seen a guy that was out there relaying the terminology of the offense.
Did you
to
guys
his
watch
players.
the YouTube with the mic'd up?
I haven't watched it yet.
Watch it.
I seen
Yeah.
that.
He to me, he communicates like a fifth-year pro.
Yeah.
I seen that. I seen a guy that was able to elude pressure. I seen a guy that was able to read the defense and make the proper checks. I seen a guy that could direct his wide receivers. I seen a guy that was able to keep his eyes downfield at all times. I seen a guy that was able to command this team in the red zone. The Browns scored 16 red zone touchdowns all of last season. Every single time that he found himself in the red zone, this team scored a touchdown. You know, he didn't have many throws over 10 yards, but he was 5 of 7 for 93 yards and a touchdown on throws that was 10-plus yards. He sounded like a pro. He commanded himself like a pro. He threw some dimes out there. And even the play that
The first touchdown was in a window.
even the play that he missed Dylan Sampson on. Like I thought he did a great job of not really.
Well, didn't he scramble
rushing the
to set that
situation.
up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So he
he
was
held
on
the
the run a
ball.
bit.
He held the ball because he couldn't find anything open, and then he scrambled out and he seen him. He got a little excited. It was an overthrow. But to your point, he looked like a pro. He looked like a future franchise quarterback. He looks like that he has command of everything that's going on. And if I'm Shedeur Sanders, I woke up the next morning confident in myself and confident about this entire situation moving forward.
Man.
His legs, by the way, he's a better runner than a lot of people gave him credit for.
That was another
Now,
part.
I don't want to set it up like he's going to be a scrambling quarterback. However, in this league, we've seen this. All you need is somebody that can buy an extra second, evade the rush, slide here, slide there. He moved in the pocket like he's been doing this at the NFL level for 3 years.
Feeling good, man. Hey, listen, if this was one of them shows you was wanted to pull up and you wanted to, temper the expectations and you want people to, give me the both sides of the testament to this, this ain't the place to be today.
I still want to temper. I still want to temper expectations. I don't want to say, I saw a lot of people saying, "Well, there's your starter."
No, we still got
that's overreach.
We still got some time. We still got some
Yeah,
time.
let's not put too much on the kid's plate.
You some I just went when I saw him play Earl. I don't know what made me do this. I went and got in my car, and I just played. I'm the realest in it. You already know. God Trapper.
Why'd you go in your car to play that?
4 times in a row. What they give you? I said yes. This is it.
Why did you go in your car to play that?
Because I
You're a
couldn't.
grown-ass man.
Like because
Play that in your house.
It hit harder in the car.
It hit hard.
Like it hit harder in the car. The speakers in the car hit harder than the ones in the
small
house.
confined space.
And you know what? I have to put out there. I just want to know. Like G. Bush doesn't condone everything that my wife does on the internet. She has come out as a CU auntie. I don't know if that's allowed.
Wow.
She says I start. She's
That's
like,
allowed.
She's like, yo, see, yes, Shedeur, we are all rooting for you in the Philippines. I am your CU
Wait, you
auntie.
got the Philippines behind
I
you
said,
now?
bro, you got a Philippine CU auntie. You got to run that by me,
Man,
bro.
listen, Emmitt Smith was out there texting.
She should be the president of the Philippines.
Listen,
Sanders fan
Jamie
club.
Foxx was on social media.
Bro, it was like-
talking about it like
It was
baby did a jersey change mid-game.
Hey, I was like, so when you doing the Jeezy thing, what did you give him? A. Yeah, I gotta give him an A on that one. He got money. You see the road. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what, man.
What's your grade?
A.
A plus? A
No,
minus? A.
I'm gonna give him an A minus.
How was it I have the highest grade for this guy?
Because he told me a C, but I will give you this. There was only 3 plays he like the one he had an overthrow. Okay, he ran around.
First one I check off, he
was excited.
Everybody overthrows their first
That's
pass.
cool.
And
Was
then
it an overthrow?
It was, his first one was an
Man,
overthrow.
It was high.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
high.
an
It
overthrow, it was
says
high.
Well, that's an overthrow. I mean, he overshot his target.
I thought it
That's
was a
usually,
drop.
but listen, that's what guys do.
And-
Tom Brady's done that in the Super Bowl. His first pass sailed on
He
him.
threw into traffic a little bit. I think it was the first couple of series, and it could have got intercepted. But listen, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I don't care.
No, yeah, we don't count the
We don't count
couldas.
though. The thing that I was most impressed with was I told people, I said, listen, I stood on business. I said, listen, whoever is in that first team huddle is the ones. When you are looking for a franchise quarterback, the things that you're looking for, I said in my blog, I said, it's a difference between winning a war and then governing after you win the war. To be a franchise quarterback, you got to win the war, the battles on the field.
Well, the governing is the hard. Keeping the starting job is the hard part.
The governing is the hard part.
Oh, yeah, no question.
So yes, you can throw the touchdowns, but the governing starts with getting the backing of your soldiers. You saw Myles Garrett.
Sure.
You saw David Njoku. It's getting the backing of your coaching staff. It's Kevin Stefanski. And Kevin is like, okay, let's go out here and do your thing, right? Even when you look at him being mic'd up, the refs was, I said, have the refs ever talked like this? I don't believe the refs.
I know, guys.
I said, when did this start happening, Jay?
It's literally like one of them was starstruck.
The dude was like, here, he was like, here, Bubba,
Man, can I get you to sign this real quick?
The refs, he's like, we're in this thing together. We're in this thing. I said, when did they start doing this?
I was really surprised by that, guys. I was surprised. Now, I don't know if he knew that he was mic'd up, and he wouldn't have said that if he knew he was mic'd up.
Don't hold that
and I know it's a preseason game, but dang.
But the thing you said, the thing that really got me was, when you watch somebody in college, you expect them the game to be sped up. You expect them to be moving 1,000 miles an hour. It looked like he was not rushed. Oh, he was unbothered. He looked like he understood. Even when he was mic'd up, he said, "Hey guys,
we got Milrose spelled wrong."
We're gonna make sure we're gonna act like this is not sped up. It's slow for us. The game is slow for us." And the pocket movement, he always Chase Daniels was talking about this in his critique. Earl, he was always looking downfield.
Yeah,
it wasn't
his eyes, man, checking off too,
and
guys.
looking around
checking the second and third receivers.
I said, I've seen a lot of number one overall picks not do that. And not saying that this is the end all be all, because like you said, this is a nice start. We want to build. We want to keep stacking. We always want to keep stacking.
Yes, grow.
Growth. This week is another challenge. But from what I saw, just him coming out there, being smooth, being calm, more athleticism than you thought. Remember I was telling you, I said, listen, I want to see if he's one of them game time people.
But Pete, it was two plays to me that really, really stood out. And I'm glad that we had a game Thursday to compare it to. That 3rd and 9 when they went, empty set, 5 wides, and it was 5 rushers and man-to-man coverage. Shedeur identified the blitz away and got out of there. Now, why is that impressive? Because he's a rookie quarterback. If you watch the Colts versus Ravens game on Thursday, Anthony Richardson was in a similar situation.
And missed it.
And he didn't know what the hell
we
was
talked
going
about that on Friday.
And so to me, it lets you know, okay, this dude takes advantage of every opportunity he gets, man. I always say, man, like, do something right now that your future self will thank you for. So that means despite whatever situation that Shaduer Sanders has been put in, he's taking advantage of it. That means his future self was already thanking him for the work he was doing behind the scenes when everybody was complaining about whatever, and he knew he was going to ball. There are certain people that don't need perfect situations to go out there and produce, and he showed what he can do. And the fact that he went first and balled out, the ball is in everybody else's court now.
There it is.
The cat
well,
is
we've
out
already
the
got
bag
some
and
more
you can't
hay
put
in the
it
barn in terms of reps and practices. Sean Dunnigan, who's our Channel 3, one of our Channel 3 sports producers upstairs and sports photographer, has texted us saying they started at 9:30 today. Best the offense has looked all camp.
All 4 QBs.
You want to hear that?
Yep.
All 4 quarterbacks, he said. So they all looked great. You don't think he put a little pressure on the other guys? They saw what he did.
We'll get to the reps in a second.
No 11.
Don't read the next part yet. Save that for the next. Because we're going to do a whole. Before people know exactly how it happens, I want to know if that's how you would have handled it.
Okay.
But I want to ask one more question on Shedeur before we read the next part. 1 second. I want to get to
the second play. The second play that really stood out. You peep how the game started. The first 6 snaps was out of shotgun. So they said, okay, Kev, he going to put him in some familiar situations and get him comfortable. As soon as Shedeur caught rhythm, Kev started playing around. When he came from, when he went under center, came play action pass on that bang 8 in that 3rd quarter, that was it.
Yeah,
that was it right there.
It was on the money.
That was it right there.
And there's, I guess the second most impressive thing I would throw, the third was they're in shotgun. They're in the shadow of their own goal line. He's in the end zone dropping back.
He hit Gage on that play.
He hit Gage on a 20-plus yard in route. And, Chase Daniel was talking about it. He's like, listen, as a quarterback, your landmark when you throw that, you want to throw that 2 yards outside of the hash. He said he was about 1.5 yards. But The impressive part was he had a lot of garbage on his feet. He had a rusher that was in his face, one below the waist, one above his hands with it. And he said, he just let that thing go. He let it go on time, and they made a great catch. He said that is a NFL style throw.
I'm just happy for him. He talked about he had fun. He got the opportunity to play. He talked about having the responsibility to lead the troops. And was it a perfect performance? No, but it's one hell of a building block. And I woke up feeling damn good about the Cleveland Browns possibly having a franchise quarterback. I think, and I've said this before, I think he's QB2 to me behind Joe Flacco. And I think that Joe Flacco is a great mentor for him. And I think at some point during the season, Shedeur Sanders is going to take over and take off. I could be totally wrong, but that's how I feel.
It's hard for me to, because everybody was talking about Friday, like, okay, is he 2? Is he 3? Well, the problem here is we didn't see the other guys, so we don't know. We don't know. Dylan Gabriel could go out in his first start or his first play, and he could go 15 of 17 and pull a Jackson Dart.
A lot of the rookie quarterbacks look good this weekend.
They did, but some of them looked awful bad, too. There were a couple that I'm like, what the heck? Did someone put a bag over his head before he went out there? But the quarterbacks look good. I sent a text to a guy who used to coach in the league, no longer coaches, and I said, what are you looking for from a first-time quarterback? And he said, it's like what I said about the first box check. You're going to see the most basic, rudimentary defenses that you're going to see. But you can't get to the next level unless you pass that test. There were rookies that went out there and didn't look like they were facing basic defenses. They were missing basic pickups, basic reads. They looked like the game was sped up too much. That was, to me, the most impressive thing about Shedeur. If you listed all of his attributes, to me, it was how he processed the time. That's the thing that all the rookie quarterbacks struggle with because it's so much quicker than college. Now, I get that he's not going to face, heavy blitz packages and exotic defenses. I understand that. And that's why I am going to say I don't want to run the cart in front of the horse. But there were guys that went out there this weekend and have done it every first weekend in the NFL that didn't have that ability, that still looked like they were way behind. His mental clock was appropriately adjusted. He didn't rush things. I thought he held the ball an appropriate amount of time. There were times he got to his third look. And that takes time. And a lot of guys think, well, I'll never get past 2, especially when I first start. But, is he too big? Was the moment too big for him? No. Absolutely not.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, about his processing, because we heard a bunch of BS that his processing was slow, and in real time, that's a real game action right there.
Because in college he held the ball too long.
Yeah, but
that was fair criticism in college.
But you have to. This is where you got to give Shedeur credit that in the short amount of time, what he's been here, 4 months, and the 4 months that he's been a member of the Cleveland Browns, whatever he's been challenged to work on or grow at, he seems to have taken that and he's ran with it.
Yes.
And so all I'm saying is that's a great point by you, because his processing didn't look like he was a slow processor at all.
No.
He was going through his progressions like a like a veteran quarterback. And so for everybody that was, that's one of the narratives that I was talking about.
Right.
Hopefully he's put some of that stuff to bed.
Well, the other one was, and we touched on this already, the other one was that, he was a little slow of foot, or he wasn't quick. Like, I don't need him to be
Lamar Jackson.
RG3 or Lamar Jackson. We don't need that. You really don't, especially the way the NFL is, I say dumbed down, but the way the league works now, even Patrick Mahomes, everybody's taking, short routes.
They was just trying to make it seem like he was Jeff Blake, and he ain't Jeff Blake.
No, not at all. There were guys that said, I heard one of the criticism of coming out of college was he's actually slow.
Stop.
He's not slow.
He's not slow.
He's not slow. Bernie Kosar was
not
slow.
Deion.
He's Deion's kid.
Which is why
and the problem with that's a double-edged sword. People expect Deion quickness. He doesn't have Deion quickness.
Nobody
but
does.
You don't need it. You don't like that. Okay, that's
like
when you go to
1% of the world.
Well, when you have that, you go to the next dimension. Why is Lamar Jackson Lamar Jackson? Because he has that next level with his feet. Like, if he was not blessed with that speed, he would not be the passer he is. He's a better passer because of his threat to run the ball. DBs have to keep him correct and keep honest. Linebackers can't always drop back as easily. They got to babysit him. Defensive coordinators are not going to build their game plan around keeping him in the pocket. However, he's also not the guy that a lot of people advertised. A lot of people said he can't run. And I think he put that to bed. I mean, I know it's one game, but he slid the pocket well. He rolled to his left as well as he rolled to his right. And so I thought he did so many things well that I can't wait to get to see him again. And also, because we have to be careful here, we haven't seen the other guys.
We
haven't seen the other guys.
And
from all indications, Joe is going to get the start.
We're going to get that.
He's going to be the starting quarterback in week 1. And that to me, I've been saying all along, if they go with the best guy, it's Joe Flacco. But what does Dylan Gabriel look like? So are we going to get to this topic here?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do right now.
Okay.